It's amazing how this story just kind of fell into my life in a full circle kind of way. So basically, I was on YouTube and I was looking at a commentary that the amazing Lucas was doing in response to a video that staunch racist Mark Dice was doing in response to the Dante Wright situation. I mean, he called that man everything but a child of God. And I couldn't even bring myself to really watch any more of it because what I had heard just within 5 minutes, and I think that was 5 minutes too long, was enough to make me just want to just click off the video. And then I came across a video on Instagram where it was talking about white people and complying with the police and how they love to say that black people just need to comply, and if they comply then this will happen for them and everything like that, which we all know is a goddamn lie. And I told somebody on Twitter, I said that I can compile a video if I had the patience of all kinds of instances where white people have not complied with the police and they've gotten away with stuff. And sometimes the cop even ended up dead. And then this story comes along involving this guy named Jerry Elders, who just was linked as being a suspect to fatally shooting a police officer. Well, you know what? I take that back. He shot a police officer. The police officer is not dead, but he did kill someone in a carjacking. And guess what? This is the mugshot that was taken of him after he was brought in, you guessed it, alive. Let me just go ahead and get into it. The man suspected of shooting Burleson police officer Joshua Lott multiple times during a traffic stop Wednesday morning and is likely involved in the death of a woman in the nearby town of Burleson. Whoever wrote this, they did a bad job right here because it's an incomplete statement. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Forgive me. Burleson Chief of Police Billy Cordell said Wednesday afternoon that they were looking for 39-year-old Jerry Don Elders in connection with the shootings and said he was to be considered armed and dangerous. Cordell said just after 2 p.m., that's shortly after issuing the blue alert, investigators got a hit from a license plate reader in Denton County for the stolen Toyota Tacoma they believe Elders was driving. Officers in Gainesville located the truck on Interstate 35 and tried to make a traffic stop. The occupants of the truck tried to get away on foot and hide in a wooded area but were taken into custody. The person we believe shot our officer and was likely involved in the death of a lady is in custody now. Elders will eventually be returned to Johnson County where he is expected to be held on a $1 million bond for the charge related to the officer's shooting. Well, what about the shooting of the woman? Like, she's dead. That bond is way too low. Elders is also wanted on an outstanding warrant for felony possession of a controlled substance prior to Wednesday's events. No other charges have been announced, and it is not clear if Elders has representation. Now, interestingly enough, it says that he has other charges of a possession of controlled substance. Now, let's revert back just a few days to Dante Wright and what they got him on. For a charge, mind you, that the court documents went to the wrong address, so he didn't even know he had a court hearing. And now he's dead. This guy knows he had some court documents or some court hearings or some charges pending attached to him. And he's still alive. And he actually not only shot a cop, but he actually killed someone and stole their car after killing them. Dante Wright didn't even do an ounce of that, but they want to tell us that we need to comply. I actually love when stories come up like this, not because of the circumstance itself, but because we can have something to throw back at them with. But of course they're going to deflect and they're going to come back at us with something or other that doesn't even have anything to do with this story. Because that's what they're known to do. Masters of deflection. The officer identified by the department Wednesday afternoon is in stable condition with injuries that are not considered to be life-threatening. The chief added Wednesday afternoon that Lott was struck in the chest, shoulder, and neck. He's very lucky to be alive considering where he got shot at, especially in the chest and the neck. The latter being a through and through wound where the bullet exited the officer's body. The officer, it's really a remarkable story, Cordell said of the officer's survival. It's an amazing story. I visited him at the hospital. He is alert. He is in stable condition and speaking. We're just very thankful. It could have been a very different outcome, and we're very thankful this officer is going to recover. Lott was shot early Wednesday morning after pulling over a driver due to an equipment violation at about 4:15 a.m. on the 1100 block of Southwest Hillside Drive near the Burleson High School campus. When Lott approached the passenger side front door and turned down the window, someone in the driver's seat reached across the passenger side of the car and fired multiple shots through the window, striking him multiple times. He walked up to the window, he got to the window, and shots came very quickly within just a couple of seconds. He had no warning, nowhere to really go. We're very lucky he's in stable condition now. He was ambushed, no other way to say it. He was absolutely ambushed. The group drove away and abandoned the vehicle about 2 miles away along Southeast John Jones Road. Cordell said it appeared the group may have tried to set the vehicle on fire, or they encountered some kind of trouble with the vehicle that led to the fire. Cordell said police then believed the trio then carjacked a woman outside a home of the 8000 block of County Road 802. At 8:44 a.m., a woman showed up at the Joshua Police Department suffering from gunshot wounds. She was taken to Hughley Hospital South in Burleson, where she later died. Her identity has not yet been confirmed by police. At a second news conference Wednesday afternoon, Cordell did not confirm Elder's connection to the woman's death, but said because he was found in her vehicle, they believe he may be involved. Number one, you have a person with 2 felony warrants that does not want to go back to jail, obviously, that shot a police officer and then stole a car by knocking on a woman's door and taking her. If in fact that proves to be him, we believe there's certainly a connection. He was fleeing in her vehicle, Cordell said. We are extremely relieved that he is in custody. Cordell said earlier Wednesday that the Tacoma that Elders was believed to be driving the woman's vehicle. Cordell said investigators are still working to determine when the woman was shot and how she got to the back door of the Joshua Police Department. Lott was taken by another officer to John Peter Smith Hospital in Fort Worth for treatment. He was lucid and speaking when he was being transported to the hospital. All morning long, officers from different departments in the area have filed into the JPS hospital. Okay, I'm not going to read that part. The Texas Rangers are leading the investigation into the shooting, while other agencies are volunteering resources and equipment to aid in the investigation. The shooting is at least the 4th involving a Texas law enforcement officer in recent weeks. An Austin police officer was shot and wounded Friday, while a state trooper was shot and wounded during a manhunt for a man accused of opening fire on a cabinet business. And late last month, a state trooper was fatally shot during a traffic stop near Mexia, about 75 miles southeast of Dallas. Now, they don't talk about those. It makes you wonder who was the ones that's pulling the trigger, because those stories right there did not get any type of worldwide news. But remember what I said, the trendy ones are the ones when it comes to police brutality against black people. Those are the ones that gets the bulk of the news. But as you can see, you have yet another PC terrorist. And this guy, they said he opened fire as soon as the cop came up to the window. As soon as he rolled down the window, he was greeted. Pop, 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 pop. But when it comes to us, they get really aggressive, but with them, they take their time. There was another story that came out, I think it was back in February. But I think the story itself just got released this month. About the one with the AR. I think y'all might have heard about it. The guy with the AR who was going around he pointed the gun at the cop, and the cop, first off, that cop made all types of rookie mistakes, and I don't know how long they've been on the force. Went to the other side of the car, and I think they had a shootout with each other, and they both ended up dead. So, but like I said, us versus them on full display. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down on the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. Make sure that you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video or go live.